Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. I hope that you are doing amazing and you are staying very healthy and happy. So, the chapter that we are going to cover today is going to be the making of a scientist from your footprints without faith CBSE Class 10 English textbook. So, this chapter is about Richard Ebright. He is the protagonist in this story. Okay, we'll be discussing about his life story, a kind of factual chapter, but easy. It is easy to understand. So I'll teach you this entire chapter in one shot in today's session. So let us get started. Before that, I have a very positive quote for you for positivity and motivation, which says success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you're doing or learning to do. Success is the sum of all your hard work, dedication, determination, perseverance, okay, sacrifices, and you all need to understand that success needs sacrifices. If you want to be a successful person, you will have to sacrifice, you will have to work very hard. So let us get started with the introduction. What this chapter is all about, I'll be teaching you in the best possible way. Okay, so just stay tuned. Richard Ebright has received the Shelley Scholar Award and the Sharing Flow Award for Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. So, two fields wherein he put his maximum efforts and excelled was molecular biology. Molecular biology is related to DNA, guys. DNA and the different molecules in our body, in our human body, and biochemistry. What is biochemistry? The different chemical reactions or processes going on in our body. Okay, it was a fascination for butterflies. So Richard Ebright liked butterflies a lot, guys. Remember that. Okay, that is going to be super duper important and opened the world of science to him. Remember, the study of insects is entomology. Okay, remember this, and you can see the picture of Richard Ebright over here. Now, the story is about Richard H. Ebright, who grew up in the town of Reading in Pennsylvania. Okay, Pennsylvania. Sorry. So he was born and brought up in this town in USA. As he did not have much to do there, collecting things was his hobby. Collection of things, MCQ. Okay, collection of things. In from NTSC perspective, it's important. He used to collect butterflies as a child in kindergarten. So from the very beginning, he was interested in butterflies, and this interest led to his successful discoveries, ultimately making him a successful scientist. Right, everyone? Now we are talking about the author because without knowing about the author, you won't be able to connect with the chapter. Robert W. Peterson was an American newspaper writer who later became a freelance author of magazine. Freelancer. Did you remember Anil, the thief story over here? Anil, he was also a freelancer who later became a freelance author of magazine articles and books, especially on the topics of sports and scouting. So he's Robert W. Peterson, the author of Making of a Scientist. Let's start. Let us get started with the summary. Here is the proper summary for you. Okay, let's get started. Richard H. Ebright, along with his roommate, surprised the world at the young age of 22 when they explained the theory on how cells work. How do the cells work? So it is related to biology, guys. Remember that. The entire chapter in biology, zoology. This is the field. Very important. So this is Richard at the age of 22, right, everyone? When they explained the theory on how cells work in a paper published in the Proceedings of National Academy of Science. So it was published over here. Let me highlight the thing. Okay, over here, National Academy of Science. This valuable magazine had published the work of college students for the very first time. So for the very first time, college students' work had been published. Richie, who's Richie, guys? Richie is Richard. As his mother used to call him, was a very curious child. What is curious? Wait a second. Okay. Curious child means a child who's eager to learn. Eager to learn more and more. Right from his childhood. So Richard was very curious. He had started collecting butterflies in his childhood when he was 2 years old. Can you imagine? He already collected all the 25 species found near his hometown. This is important. It's a fact that he started collecting the butterflies at the age of 2, okay, and he had collected 25 species in his hometown. What was he fond of in his childhood? Subjective question for you. It's of wait a second. Let me write it. 2 marks. Fond of collecting butterflies. This is going to be the answer. From the childhood, you also have to write from the age of 2. Okay. He thought it to be an end of butterfly collection until one day his mother bought him a book named Travels of Monarch X. This book is very important. Questions can be asked what this book talked about, and this was given to Richard by his mother. Very, very important. From here, we also understand, let me change the pen, that Richard's mother was very supportive. Very, very important. Supportive as well as kind. Yeah. This was a turning point in his life and he got much more interested dealing with science. So because of that book, Travels of the Monarch X. Clear? Okay, he started with tagging butterflies, which a task given at the end of the book that his mother bought for him. So he started tagging butterflies in his notebook. Okay, awesome. Then when he first entered the county science fair with a slide of frog tissue and he lost. So he in his county science fair, what did happen? What happened exactly? He collected a slide with the frog tissue and he lost the fair. I mean, he was sad but also understood that too when he needed to do real experiments and not just make neat and clean models. So what happened after his defeat when he lost? Okay, let me write over here. Hmm, I need a new slide. Just a second. For making you understand, guys. Better. Can I get a black slide? That would have been better. Just a second. I just want 1 minute of yours. Hmm, that's better. Huh. Now it's time to understand the things. What happened exactly was that he lost what? The fair in the county science fair. Why? Because he just made a slide of a frog, which was just a model. Okay, it was a mere model. So what happened to him was he understood that he had to carry out real experiments for winning. Okay, real experiments would give him the victory rather than just designing the model. Do you understand now? Clear? Post a U in the chat right away. What did he realize was necessary for winning a prize at the fair? Just now I told you real experiments. Plus more creativity. The projects need to be realistic and relatable with zoology or his field. Then he wrote down to Dr. Urquhart at the University of Toronto. Dr. Urquhart is going to be his mentor, guys. Very important. Okay. Asking him for ideas to make projects. So Dr. Urquhart is going to give him the ideas. Now, he stayed busy during his high school working on the long list sent him by Dr. Urquhart. So there was a long list of ideas, very important, sent to him by Dr. Urquhart. Then for the next year's fair, he chose the project of looking at the viral disease that killed nearly all the monarch caterpillars every few years. So he started searching about the disease. Okay, very important point that killed the monarch caterpillars. What was that disease? He thought that the reason for this could be a beetle, so he started raising caterpillars in the presence of beetles but could not get any results. So what happened, guys? He thought that because of beetles, monarch caterpillars are dying. So what he did to prove this, he carried out an experiment. He started raising a few caterpillars in presence of the beetles but found no result. It means this was wrong. Okay, this fact was wrong. So when he showed his trial experiment at the county sound science fair, his project won an experiment. His project won a prize. Then for the next year, he made an experiment to show that viceroy butterflies copied the monarch. So guys, if you understand viceroy and monarchs look similar, okay, they look similar, but there is a difference. What is the difference? That to birds, monarch butterflies do not taste good. whereas viceroy butterflies do. Okay. This project won him the first division in the zoology department and third overall in the science fair. Then he started his research as to purpose of the 12 golden spots on the back of a monarch pupa. Then he started his research, let me change the pen, okay, on monarch pupa. Okay, and what he discovered, guys, was the 12 golden spots. 12 golden spots. You can see these 12 golden spots on the back of monarch pupa. And he thought of drawing out a conclusion from this. Okay, he also got a chance to work during the summer at the entomology laboratory of the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research. As a high school junior, Richard Ebright continued his advancement experiments on the monarch pupa. He said that these 12 spots secreted a hormone which was essential for the butterfly to grow properly. Okay, that year his project won first place at the International Science Fair and gave him another chance to work in the Army laboratory during the summer. In his senior year, he went a step further. He grew cells from a monarch's wing in a culture and showed that the cells would divide and develop into a normal butterfly wing scales only if they were fed with hormone. So it was this hormone, the 12 spots, which were essential for the growth of the butterfly. Okay, the butterfly, normal butterfly wing scales only if they were fed with hormone from the gold spots. Only then, only that pupa would convert into a butterfly. Is that clear, everybody? That project won first place for zoology at the international fair. This was the hormone secreted for the development. Then Ebright and another brilliant scientist student got together and made a device that could show that the golden spots were responsible for releasing a hormone that was necessary for growth. I've told you just now. With the help of sophisticated instruments at one of the labs, he got a chance to work and found a chemical structure of hormone in the gold part. So this chemical structure, wait a second. This showed the biochemistry. This is biochemistry, guys. Very, very important. You'll read in MBBS if you get into it. If you take PCB, right? Awesome. Chali, let's move on. So as I said that with the help of sophisticated, you can say very, very, I mean loose kind of a thing. Okay. At one of the labs, he got a chance to work, and as I said, chemical structure of the hormone in the gold spots. He found that. Then one day, while looking at the potato of the chemical structure, he solved one of the biggest puzzles of life. He came to know how a cell blueprints its DNA. So basically, if you all understand, DNA is the blueprint of our body. How? Because guys, DNA contains genes, and these genes are responsible for our body, our structure, yes, as well as the different characters that we have got. Okay, and DNA, how a cell, basically this is talking about DNA replication. Okay, you'll read in 12th grade and molecular basis of inheritance. Okay, that DNA copies, it divides into two copies. You've read in DNA replication. A bright and his college roommate James Armstrong together later wrote the paper that explained this theory. Okay, that how a cell blueprints its DNA. Blueprints copies, exactly. Okay, now social studies. He also had many other interests and also admired his social studies teacher, Mr. Weir, as he has the one who used to give him new ideas. So Mr. Weir is important. Okay, his social studies teacher. And what was the main thing that he did? Giving him new ideas. He was good at debating, speaking, and a great canoeist. These were his characteristics. He never used to win for the sake of winning or for prizes, but because he wanted to be best. He wanted to excel in whatever he did. And even you have to do excel in one of the fields. Now in 11th, you have to choose a stream. So think very well. I am thinking of PCB, not thinking. I have decided to take PCB. So let me know what are you taking. It is shown in this chapter that with the right amount of curiosity, a bright mind, and the will to win for right reasons are the qualities needed to be a scientist. So what are now a value-based question is asked. Let me write the question on a blank slide. 8 second. Let me change it. Let's take a brown slide. Now understand which question is asked in boards. What qualities should a person possess to become a scientist? And then you can be asked to elucidate with reference to the chapter Making of a Scientist. So the answer is given to you over here that the right amount of curiosity, I'm not able to find the pen, where is, okay, curiosity, a bright mind, and the will to win. Curiosity, you should say learning attitude. You should always have an attitude of learning more and more rather than being specific, right? Open up to new ideas, okay, to new things, take the opinion of everyone, and have a bright mind, have positivity, and be determined and perseverant. That is very, very, very important. Okay, so this is a previous question that I've told you. Please note it down. Okay. Now, second previous year question is going to be related to his mother. Okay. His mother, the contribution. It is a previous year question. Also, this is Richard's mother. You can see contribution of Ebright's mother in upbringing him. So, what will you write? His mother also played a big role in making him what he was. As it was she who supported him throughout the journey because his father died when he was in third grade. Again, bought him the book Travels of Monarch X, which aroused his curiosity in the field of science. So you need to write about his mother. Mother question can be asked. Question related to his discovery can be asked. What he discovered related to his. Let me change the pen. Okay. Related to his prizes can be asked. Okay, or awards. His ventures, the different projects in which he was engaged. These all are the possible questions that you might get. I hope you enjoyed the session. In the next session, I'll be bringing you some important questions. Okay, some of the very important questions as well as the previous year questions for you. I hope you found it helpful and do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.